Welcome to Co-Creating the Cosmos. I'm Holly, and tonight I'll be doing an Astro Luna Tarot reading and discussion regarding this Pisces full moon lunar eclipse happening on August 28th, 2026 at 12:18 a.m. Eastern Time at 4 degrees 53 minutes Pisces. Before we really get into Pisces and what's going on in the sky and what the cards are, how are you doing? Just take a moment to just inhale through your nostrils, sending the breath down to the belly and exhaling. The belly releases toward the spine, the breath comes back out. Inhale and exhale. And one more time, inhale and exhale. And as you're paying attention to the breath, notice any places that might feel tight or tense. Any thoughts that keep spinning in your mind, or if they have, if those thoughts have relaxed once you started focusing on the breath. The energy of Pisces can be overwhelming. The way to come out of that overwhelm is to ground in the body. The moon in Pisces, right, is very psychic, very intuitive. We pick up on all of the energy going on around us, the collective energy. It's oceanic, right? Pisces is oceanic energy. It's the macrocosm, and it's also the collective unconscious. So part of the moon's job at this time is to bring to awareness what our culture has been repressing or has forgotten or has, just pushed aside, repressed, right? To remember your dreams. Right? This is a great time tonight, over the next couple of days, to write your dreams down. To go to sleep with the intention to remember your dreams. But this isn't just sleeping dreams. This is like the dream for your life, right? The dreams for the culture, right? The dreams of something ultimately creative and perhaps even bigger than yourself. Right? Keywords with Pisces is dreams, vision, imagination, illusion. So those things can become so big. Pisces is the ocean. It's Neptune and Jupiter. It's ruled by Neptune as a co-rulership and Jupiter. We are diving into the oceanic realms of dreams and mystery right now. Neptune is already limitless. Jupiter is expansive. Neptune dissolves, Jupiter expands. And then we have this eclipse. So that means that the moon is opposite the sun. Right? Whenever we have a full moon, the moon is opposite the sun in Virgo. And Virgo is an earth sign, and this is where we get into the body, and it's also opposite Mercury. But we'll talk about Virgo because it's Mercury's in Virgo and it rules Virgo too. Mercury rules Virgo. So Virgo, we have Pisces, which is the macrocosm. Virgo is the microcosm. Virgo discerns. Virgo can pay attention to detail and, figure things out by looking at the tiniest things. Virgo digests. It rules the digestive system. So it's able to sort out what's useful and maybe what's not useful. So dancing with this polarity during this new moon, this full moon, during this eclipse, we may see something in a new way. Also, this Pisces Virgo axis with eclipses is moving into Aquarius and Leo. So Pisces is in the North Node. We're moving towards something. We're moving towards something bigger than ourselves. Something very dreamlike. And that requires us letting something go. So there's going to be something that ends. And the full moon is always asking us to commit, right? As well. Like, so if you set intentions a couple of weeks ago during the new moon, if you can think about what happened during the new moon solar eclipse, what are you committing to, or what from that time can you expand? Because Pisces is asking for an expansion. There's also, from 18 months ago, I'm going to grab the date. We have the new moon in Pisces from February 27th, 2025. Something was going on at that time where you might be realizing that you are having a repeat or an expansion of something from that time as well. Okay. The other tricky thing that's going on right now, there's a lot of tricky things, but this is connected to the moon and the sun. The sun and Mercury are about to be conjunct. They're almost together. Sun's at 4.5 degrees Virgo. Mercury's at 5 degrees Virgo. So there's going to be, Mercury's the psychopomp. Mercury can travel between hell and heaven and teach us things, and can and communicates, and is the only heavenly body that can travel into hell and come back out, and can talk to Pluto and then tell all the other gods what's going on. So we are going to get some kind of communication in the next few days. I think that might be a surprise, but we're going to hear something. Something's going to open up for us. Some communication is going to happen. And it may be in relation to what you've been dreaming, or how to put into motion some larger imagining, or you might be able to find words for some intuition that you have. But at the same time, and this is the but, all of this, moon, Mercury, Sun, is squaring Uranus and Gemini. Gemini and Uranus, Uranus is unexpected flashes. It's like lightning. It's like, oh my gosh. It's like things we don't expect. And it's like electricity. It's coming from left field, right? Gemini, in Gemini, there's this flow of information that's happening. I've been talking about this for a long time. If we can take Uranus in Gemini and use the energy sort of as a the Gemini energy, Mercury energy, is about language. It's about poetry. It's music. It's storytelling. It's connection. It's a magician. So it's finding ways, I think new ways, and maybe taking old ways as well, of using words to invoke when we speak, when we say, and we name. When we make invocations, I'm thinking that Uranus, with our invocations, just know that whatever it is that we are putting out there into the world, we don't know where it's going to strike. We don't know where lightning is going to strike. We don't know where or when or how things are going to open up, but they're opening. And with this eclipse, with the moon having this square, I think that there might be a flash of insight that we're going to be able to put to words. And maybe it's Mercury that's going to help us, because Mercury can hear Uranus in a way maybe before Uranus actually, really strikes down. Our intuition is really on fire right now. It's really a flash. There's also things like, oh my gosh, like I just heard in the news that a glacier basically broke, it melted, and then created this massive flooding in the Himalayas. So I think we're going to see more of that as well. We're going to see more stuff like that. Yeah. I also wanted to mention that Pisces, I mentioned Pisces is ruled by Neptune. Neptune is in conversation with Pluto right now. Neptune's in Aries, so that could also be a melting glacier that turns into some massive flooding, because Aries is fire, and it's like you know, things just, Aries is about making things happen. Aries, but it's like some of our dreams, I think, are beginning to like get some momentum. And now it's having this dance with Pluto, which is about creating change, which is really like dredging up the underworld of the aspects of ourselves and our culture that is Aquarius, which is the desire to communicate on a massive scale. There are, you know, the glyph for Aquarius is these two jagged lines, so it's like fast flowing energy currents, right? Pluto is really deep. Sometimes it's called the black sun, the dark sun of our reality, but Aquarius wants to create change. Aquarius also is the Uranus also rules Aquarius, so there is this change that's happening, the shakeup that's happening that we might be feeling with Pluto and Uranus is, we have to remember that stability is inherent in progressive change. I love that. Caroline Casey says that. So we have to, as we're constantly growing, right? So as we progress, things get shaken up, but it's also the thing that creates stability. So there are a lot of things besides the eclipse that have been shaking up our realities cosmically. There is so much more. Jupiter and Saturn are moving into their opening trine after the Great Conjunction in 2020 during the pandemic. But I think I'm going to talk about that at another time, like during another video. I just want to say that there's a lot of change that's happening right now. And the eclipse season, you know, when we have eclipses, there's always some kind of shakeup. There's like some soul growth that happens, and we're all feeling it. And then we have all this other cosmic stuff happening that, you know, is connected to, the eclipse. And yeah, it's connected to the eclipse. So keep that in mind. Remember to be gentle with yourself. But also, like, we're at a point now where it's just like something's got to give. Something has got to give. That is the biggest message. Something's got to give. Let yourself experience the change, experience the giving way. Let it give way to awe and wonder and mystery. Okay. Whew, oh my goodness. Okay, so I am going to, I'm picking cards. This is a general reading. Do a few cards for the Pisces lunar eclipse. Okay, there goes one card, just jumped out. We'll get one more. Before I did this, I saged the cards, saged the space, and the cards are ready. The cards are ready. I asked, it's Jupiter's day. I asked Jupiter and my guides for some guidance. And here we are. Here we are, one more card. Let's see. Okay. Wow. All right. So we have the Seven of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. So when I look at this, we are in a place of, wow, you know, we've done a lot of work, and now we're reaping the harvest, and it's almost a moment of, whew, whoa, look at what I've done. Look at what I've done. And there's almost this this person, there's almost this like dreaminess to the, wow, this has happened, right? I've grown all this fruit, and there's this abundance that has happened. And this person's resting. There's also a little bit of melancholy with it, where it's like, you know, there's this combo of satisfaction and a little bit of melancholy, because now we know we're moving into, after the harvest, what's next? This time of year, I think some people feel melancholy because the days on in the northern hemisphere are getting shorter, and it is kind of harvest time. It's an assessment. This is assessment. What have you done? You know, what is your reward? I see 6 pentacles here as well, right? So there's this, like, looking at it, like kind of like the equilibrium. And then you got this 1 pentacle here. I like to kind of split them up, right? So 6 of pentacles. Who am I going to share my my wealth with? Who am I going to share this harvest? You know, that's what maybe I'm thinking about, who I want to be with and who I want to share the best parts of myself with. And then this single pentacle, like the Ace of Pentacles, like some new, just by imagining, dreaming, we want to use some Piscean terms, dreaming about like how I want to share my wealth, I start to come up with some new ideas. Like the cycle keeps going. How can I share this with others? And you know, how do my dreams help me, and how do my dreams help others? And then it's like, all of a sudden, it's like, oh, look at this. There's this new feeling that arises, this new way of being that I didn't realize I possessed, you know. I didn't know this before, but now there's something new coming into my horizon by doing the work that I have done, by doing the cultivation, by planting the seeds. As I reap the rewards, I get more ideas for the next thing, new opportunities. When I plant the seed, when I take the action and do what I need to do to nurture the situation and let go of the results, something unexpected happens. Ace of Swords, a message, some new way of thinking, a new idea. Something comes in that is ripe for a new beginning. Aces are always new beginnings in some way. This is like a gift from the divine, right? Or like whoa, this like new thoughts. Maybe it's a new way of speaking, a new some new ideas for a poetry or storytelling, or how to put into words this physical reality, or maybe how to take it, right, and implement it so that it grows into something new. But this is definitely, I'm feeling like something coming in through your ear or your inner ear, and guiding you in a new way. Was curious to see what was at the bottom of the deck, and we have the Hanged Man, which is Neptune, which is the ruler of Pisces, which is our solar eclipse tonight. I mean, our lunar eclipse, excuse me. So it's also a new way of seeing things. There's this, I'm feeling like there's this pause, and it's not going to be a very long pause, right? You can't hang out in the pause too long when you're upside down anyway. But the Hanged Man is able to see things in a new way. When you're upside down, your perspective is different. And that difference in perspective can make all the difference in suddenly coming up with some new ideas, or just opening your mind to, opening your heart, opening your entire experience, and how you're giving and receiving, and how new ways of giving and receiving are coming to you. So this is, how do I want to put this all together in one sort of, it's like, this is such a big experience, the vastness of Pisces, the vastness of this dreamy Neptune experience comes down into this point where you get a flood of new information, and you're able to distill it, right, into something that is a powerful word for yourself, a powerful way of speaking, and in which you can incorporate that into sharing your wealth with your loved ones, with your future self, with your past self, and allowing the presence of a new reality to come in. This is new reality. Yeah. So this week, as we experience maybe being bopped around by our physical reality, understand that there's something bigger going on that is opening, because there's some work involved, is opening the pathways for us to have a more expansive, a more just more growth, a more expansive reality. Like, we may be getting what we want, or we're getting clear on what it is that we want, right? We're getting clear. We're getting clarity through a different perspective. And we're getting there in a way that we didn't expect. Okay, I think that's it. If this resonated with you, great. How I asked the question, how are you? Take the time this week to slow down for a minute. Every now and then, take a breath. Get in your body. This could also be the 7 chakras. Like, I love that. The wheels of our energetic systems in our system in our bodies. Notice how you feel. The cells. Take the time to notice. Get grounded. So that as you speak, your words and your actions are noble and uplifting for yourself and for others, right? But especially for yourself. I think Uranus in Gemini is, this edge, this little lightning that's poking into Pisces and Virgo right now, rubbing it, is asking us to, speak our truths. And know that we all deserve a good life, right? So to not speak against ourselves, and to remember that we're all connected. That's what Pisces tells us. We're all connected. That can be hard to take sometimes, but it's true. Okay. All right. I can keep going because it is like Pisces, and I'm not going to do that though. All right. So have a wonderful week. Think about what was going on for you 2 weeks ago. Think about what was going on for you 18 months ago. What are you getting clarity on? How can you expand whatever it is you're dreaming of? And how can you share that with others? Maybe it's with words, maybe it's with a song, maybe it's with a story, maybe it's with actual food, maybe it's money, maybe it's just your presence, just being there. Peace.